Kate was at my bus stop most mornings. She was about my height, with medium-length reddish-brown hair, a thin face, straight nose, and a sharp chin. Not beautiful, perhaps, but pretty for sure. From her uniform, I knew that she went to Charles Edward Brooke, the girls' school down the road from our boys' school. And now that I was occasionally starting to mix with CEB girls in the classrooms, I knew that she wasn't in my year. She had to be a fifth former. No way was she younger than me. In the years since I first noticed her, we had sometimes smiled at each other at the bus stop in the morning, and once or twice we even said hello. But that was as far as it went. The idea of chatting up someone older than me never crossed my mind. I'd copped off at various parties since the weird incident with Cindy, but they were all of a similar sort, with parents never far from barging in and demanding an end to the slow music and the kissing and canoodling in the corners. There'd been nothing any further. I'd resigned myself to the absence of a girlfriend. And then, one evening in the middle of winter, Kate called me at home. "We know each other," she said as she told me her name. "I'm the girl who smiles at you at the bus stop." I blushed. Fortunately, she couldn't see me. "Right," I said, and I stopped there. Damn it, my voice still hadn't broken. What did she want from me? She told me that copies of my fanzine were doing the rounds of her school. It was pretty neat, she said, me doing that at my age. "Thanks," I said in return, all the while thinking, this is very nice, but can't she just come out and say why she called? Or who gave her my number in the first place so we can get it over with and I don't have to keep stammering? She did. "Do you want to come to a film with me one night?" she asked. Did I? Fancy that and a whole lot more. And I wanted to say as much immediately, except that knowing some of the boys at school and not knowing this girl at all, I wasn't sure she hadn't been put up to it. "Are you serious?" I asked. "Why?" she said. "You're not interested?" I almost thought I heard some disappointment in her voice. No, it's just that it's just I won't bite," she said, half giggling. "I promise." "What are you doing Saturday evening?" What was I doing Saturday evening? Nothing, other than staying home and worrying that Raymond and Glover might come around with Chris Boyle and set fire to my curtains again. It's part of an earlier story. I told her I didn't really have any plans. Kate sensed my nervousness and she eased me through it. "So let's go to a film," she said. "Do you want to meet me at the Palace Parade? 7 o'clock, okay? Great, see you then." And she did. We met at the parade. We went to a film in Streatham, me staring blankly at the screen throughout for fear of what else I was meant to do. And after catching the bus back, we walked down from Crystal Palace Parade together, and all of a sudden we were holding hands. Just like that. When we got to her flat on the terrace street just off Gypsy Hill, she let me walk her to the door, which was already more than I'd done with anyone else. And there she gave me a proper kiss. Not a long one, but a proper one. She knew what she was doing, too. Then she let herself in the door and promised to call me the next day. When she kept to her word, I found it much easier to talk. I knew she wasn't having me on. And with that, I officially had a girlfriend. By Monday afternoon, everyone at school knew about us. Not from me, but there was no way you could keep anything like that a secret. Either someone had seen us at the cinema or on the bus, or she got talking at her school and the news had just wafted up Camberwell New Road on the wind. All of a sudden, I was seen in a new light. The last few months at school, I'd been Fletcher the Bald, hiding through lunch hour to avoid being de-trousered in public, bunking off last lessons to avoid getting beaten up in the churchyard, teased in the classroom and even in my own bedroom. But there they all were, going out with girls in the third year or lower, assuming they were going out with girls at all. And here was I, going out with a fifth year. I may have still had a high-pitched voice. I may have still been bald for all they knew. But I had Kate waiting for me at the bus stop after school, and that trumped everything. They had no choice but to stop picking on me. The whole reasoning behind it, that I was a weak little mummy's boy, prone to crying fits at the slightest provocation and with an annoying habit of extracurricular overachieving, no longer held up if I was going out with a good-looking 16-year-old. Kate and I made a nice pair. We didn't hang out with any of the other cliques from either school. Didn't feel like we had anything to prove to them. We didn't go to any gigs together either. To be honest, she wasn't into the same music anyway. She was more of a soul girl. We did go to the occasional film, but even that wasn't really our style. We seemed happy just to hang out in each other's rooms, chatting, playing records, helping with each other's homework, and of course making out. Kissing. She had to show me how to get good at it. There was an art to rolling those tongues around each other's mouths, I soon discovered. But because she knew I was innocent to begin with, she didn't make a big deal of it. She made me feel comfortable. She did tell me that her friends had taken to calling her a cradle snatcher, but she stressed that she didn't care. It seemed natural to expect that I'd soon start having sex with her. As far as I could tell, she was experienced in that department, more experienced than me at any rate, and it was widely assumed I must be getting my share, given that was the main reason boys and girls went out with each other. Unfortunately, I couldn't boast about my sex life because I didn't have one. Me and Kate were boyfriend and girlfriend, and when we got together every few evenings, we kissed extensively, but that was as far as it went. The main thing she wanted from a boyfriend at this point, she said, was good company. She wanted someone with at least half a brain who she could enjoy hanging out with. Someone like me. Compliments aside, that left me in a tight spot. I had been brought up to respect women's wishes. But I also read all this stuff in the papers about women saying no when maybe they meant yes. So the next time we were in her bedroom, snogging, I tried brushing my hands across the front of her blouse. She gently moved them away. And the next time, the same thing. The time after that as well. Every time I tried moving my hands across her breast, she gently moved them around to her back. So I decided to seize the opportunity I was presented with. At our next kissing session, I worked my way under her blouse and up her back, and she didn't object. Finally, I was getting somewhere. I had some flesh to play with. What I wanted to do was reach up to her bra and unclip it in one swift move, leaving her suitably impressed and undressed. But of course, I had no prior practice with a bra, and after I fumbled with the metal clips, she reached up behind her and pulled my hands back down. "No," she said softly. "Why?" I asked. "Because," she said, "I told you, I like you, but you'll have to be patient." I walked home that night without the usual warm farewell kiss to keep me company. She was upset that I was trying so hard to get somewhere with her, and I was upset that she wouldn't let me. I liked Kate like she said she liked me, but I knew it wasn't love. What was the point then of having a good-looking older girlfriend if she wouldn't even let me inside her bra? I stopped seeing her. I went back to my fanzine instead. Thank you.